This is a yokai, and this is a Yurei. What's the difference? Whether it was ever human. A Yurei is the ghost of a person who died badly and cannot let go, and Edo painters gave him a uniform. White burial robe, hair down, hands hanging limp from the wrists, and no feet at all, the figure just fading out below the waist. A yokai was never a person. It is a creature, a demon, a fox, sometimes a talking umbrella. Look for feet. Nothing there means you are looking at the dead. This is an oni and this is a tengu. What's the difference? Horns against wings. An oni is an ogre, red or blue, with a tiger skin round its waist and an iron club in its fist, and it comes to break things. A tengu belongs to the mountains and to the birds. The older carvings give it a crow's beak and feathered wings, the later ones a long red nose, and it is a swordsman rather than a brute. Legend has it teaching the young Yashitsun to fight. Oni smash. Tengu train you. This is a Kitsune and this is a Tanuki. What's the difference? Both shape shift, so the difference is temperament. A fox is dangerous. This is a Kamidana and this is a Butsudan. What's the difference? Height and who is inside. A Kamidana is a shelf mounted high on the wall because a kami should never be looked down on. It holds a paper Ofuda from a shrine with water, rice, and salt in front of it, and you clap twice. A Butsudan is a cabinet standing on the floor, holding a Buddha and the tablets of the family dead. There you light incense and press your hands together in silence. Plenty of homes keep both. This is Shinto and this is Buddhism. What's the difference? In most Japanese lives, almost nothing. They are not rival teams, and one family will use both in the same week without a flicker of contradiction. Shinto was here first, with no founder and no scripture, and it handles this world. Harvests, weddings, a new car, the first day of the year. Buddhism arrived in the 6th century and took the other half, which is death and whatever follows it. A gate of 2 posts and a crossbeam means kami. A graveyard behind the hall means Buddhas. This is a Miko and this is a monk. What's the difference? Color, and which end of life they work at. A Miko wears a white top and vermilion trousers, and she serves the kami. She sells the charms, she sweeps the grounds, and she dances the kagura. She is not a nun. She takes no vows, and at a busy shrine at New Year, she is often a student on a holiday job. The shaved head and dark robe belong to a Buddhist monk, whose work is funerals and the memorials that follow them. This is an Omamori, and this is an Emma. What's the difference? One goes home with you, and one stays. An Omamori is a charm in a small brocade bag, bought for exams or traffic safety or a birth. The bag is sewn shut because opening it lets the blessing out. You carry it a year, then bring it back to be burned. An Emma is a wooden plaque. You write the wish on it and hang it on the rack, so a whole wall stands there in other people's handwriting. This is an Omikuji, and this is an Ofuda. What's the difference? One is a verdict, the other is a license. An Omikuji is a fortune drawn at random, ranked from great blessing down to great curse. If the answer is bad, you fold the slip and tie it to the rack, so the luck stays at the shrine instead of walking home with you. An Ofuda is not a fortune at all. It is a strip of paper or wood carrying a kami's name, taken home to the high shelf and replaced every year. This is a Komainu, and this is a Shisa. What's the difference? Where you're standing. Komainu guard the approach to a shrine on the main islands, and the pair is never identical. One has its mouth open, and one has it shut, for the first and the last sound a mouth can make the beginning and the end of everything. Shisa do the same job in Okinawa, in the same open and shut pairs, but they sit on roof ridges and gateposts of ordinary houses. Same lion, different road in. This is a Kappa, and this is an Amabie. What's the difference? River against sea. A Kappa lives in the water at the bottom of the garden. It has a beak, a shell, and a dish of water on its head, and it drowns anything that comes too close. Bow to it, and it bows back, the dish spills, and it is helpless. An Amabie came up out of the sea off Kyushu in the 1840s, glowing, standing on 3 legs, with one instruction: draw me, and show the drawing when sickness comes. This is a Namazu, and this is a Kaname Ishi. What's the difference? One is the cause, and one is the cure. The catfish is a giant lying in the mud under the islands, and when it thrashes, the ground shakes. The stone is what pins it, driven into the earth by the god of Kashima, with only the crown of it showing above the soil. The story says it goes down forever. After the Great Quake of 1855, Edo printers sold catfish pictures by the thousand within weeks. This is a Shimenawa, and this is a Shide. What's the difference? Rope and paper, and they work as one thing. A Shimenawa is rice straw twisted the wrong way round, against the lay of ordinary rope, and it marks the line where sacred ground begins. It goes across a gate, round a tree, or round a rock in the sea. Shide are the white zigzags hanging off it, folded to a strict pattern. The rope draws the boundary. The paper is the flag on it, so nobody can miss the line. This is Sakaki, and this is a Tamagushi. What's the difference? In the plant, nothing whatever. Sakaki is an evergreen with thick glossy leaves that stay green through the winter, which is exactly why it was chosen. A Tamagushi is a cut branch of that same tree with paper streamers tied on, offered at a ceremony. One is the tree and one is the tree doing a job. Watch how it is handed over. It goes onto the table stem first, turned so the cut end points at the kami. This is a Haiden and this is a Honden. What's the difference? You are allowed into one of them. The Haiden is the hall of worship, the building with the coin box and the bell, where you bow twice, clap twice, and bow again. The Honden stands behind it, often smaller, often fenced, and it holds the object the kami is said to occupy. Nobody goes in, sometimes not even the priests except at festivals. A few shrines have no Honden at all, because the mountain behind is the kami. This is a Daruma, and this is Bodhidharma. What's the difference? The doll is the man. Bodhidharma carried Zen from India to China, and the story says he sat facing a wall for 9 years until his arms and his legs withered away. That is why the doll is a limbless red lump. It is weighted at the base, so knock it over and it sits straight back up. 7 times down, 8 times up. Paint one eye in when you make the wish, and the other one when you get it. This is Setsubun, and this is Hatsumode. What's the difference? They are 2 new years, a month apart. Setsubun is the eve of spring in the old calendar, the 3rd of February. The ritual is throwing roasted soya beans out of the door at the demons, while shouting for luck to come in. You eat 1 bean for every year you have lived. Hatsumode is the first shrine visit of the modern calendar year, in the first 3 days of January, and the queue can be a mile long. This is Obon, and this is a Matsuri. What's the difference? Who the party is for. Obon is Buddhist, and it is for your own dead, who come home for 3 days in August. Lanterns are lit to show them the way in, and floated down the river to send them back out. A Matsuri belongs to a shrine and to the kami of that place. This is a Tsukamagami, and this is the night parade. What's the difference? One is a member of the other. A Tsukamagami is a tool that has been used for 100 years and then wakes up. An umbrella grows a single leg. A lute grows a face. They are usually furious about having been thrown out. The night parade is the procession they join, 100 demons pouring through the streets after dark. Meet it and you were supposed to die, unless you happen to know the words that save you. This is Raijin and this is Fujin. What's the difference? Look at what they are carrying. Raijin has a ring of drums arched over his shoulders and a mallet in each hand, and he beats the thunder out of them. Fujin carries a bag, and the wind is inside it. The two are nearly always made as a pair, glaring at each other across a gate. That sack has traveled further than the god has. It can be traced west along the old trade roads to a Greek god of the north wind. This is a Hanya, and this is a Namazu. What's the difference? One is theater, and one is a house call. Hanya is a gnome mask with horns and gold eyes, a woman so eaten by jealousy that she has turned into a demon. Tip it down, and it looks murderous. Tip it up, and it looks like weeping, and the carving never changes. Namazu are men in straw capes and demon masks who bang on doors in Akita on New Year's Eve, hunting for lazy children. The parents pour them a drink. This is Jizo, and this is Canon. What's the difference? The head and the clothes. Jizo has a monk's shaved head and a plain robe, carries a staff with rings on it, and stands at roadsides and in graveyards. People dress him in red bibs and knitted hats, because he looks after travelers and dead children. Kanon is crowned and jeweled, in flowing silk, sometimes with 11 heads or 1,000 arms. Kanon is the one you ask for mercy. Jizo is the one who walks into hell to fetch you out. This is Inari and this is Hachiman. What's the difference? Different gods, and the animals give it away. Inari is rice, and by extension money, so the shrines are paid for by businesses. That is what the tunnels of Vermilion Gates are, each one bought with the donor's name down the post. The beast at that gate is a fox with a key in its mouth. Hachiman is archery and war, taken up by the samurai, and his bird is the dove. Between them, they hold a huge share of the shrines in Japan. This is Kagura, and this is Bagaku. What's the difference? Who the audience is. Kagura is dance for the kami on a shrine stage. The oldest story in Shinto is a dance, a goddess stamping on an upturned tub to lure the sun back out of a cave. It can be rough, loud, and thoroughly local. Bagaku came in from the continent with the court, is danced to Gagaku, and is slow, masked, and heavy with silk. One entertains a god. The other entertained an emperor.